Unlike what most people believe, MASH is not an asymptomatic disease. There are symptoms that are quite common in patients with MASH, including fatigue. Some patients have pruritus or itching, abdominal pain, and there are, issues with, vitality and fatigue in general that impacts their activity and physical well-being. So it's a disease that does have impact on quality of life, health-related quality of life. And in that context, the more severe the disease is, the more profound the quality of life impairment. Also, there are certain things that also are drivers of quality of life impairment or lower quality of life scores. And these are things like, having comorbidities like type 2 diabetes or depression, etc. So quality of life is impaired. It's significantly more than general population, and it gets worse when certain comorbidities or severity of disease is present. Well, number one, there are three real points about this study. One is that when you look at patients who are enrolled into the trial, and you compare their quality of life scores to general population, you see that there is impairment of quality of life in these patients with NASH. Second, or MASH. Second, there are improvements. So if you respond to resmetirom, there is actually improvement in certain domains of quality of life. So that's the second point. And also, it's important that when you're looking at the impact of a drug on patients' health-related quality of life, that you're looking not only at improvement, but also making sure that the side effect of medication doesn't worsen quality of life. And in that context, there was no worsening, and there was some, improvement in certain domains. So that's all good news for patients. So when I look at the impact of any intervention, I look at really comprehensive impact. So when you look at endpoints like resolution of MASH, right? That's a clinical endpoint. Why is that clinical? It's because that improvement in histology should improve ultimately the ultimate clinical outcome, which is mortality, right? So that's the clinical impact. And resmetirom has been shown to improve both in terms of MASH resolution, but also improvement of fibrosis. So the clinical endpoint has been met. The second important part of the comprehensive impact is the impact of the drug on patient experience. And a surrogate of patient experience is health-related quality of life. And in this study, we have shown that the drug actually improves health-related quality of life. There is a third part of that, which is the drug should also improve economic burden of this disease, and that's cost-effective analysis. And obviously, we didn't do this in this study, but those are the three parts of the comprehensive impact of MASH on patients and how drugs will actually improve. And at least this study builds on the clinical endpoint in showing that the patient experience also improves. Well, it tells them that if you're, at the end of the day, if a patient don't understand, what's their fibrosis, stage, or their ELF score or their FibroScan score, they may or may not really get that, variables that are important to clinicians. They want to make sure that they feel better, and ultimately they are not going to risk bad liver disease in the future. So this actually answers the first piece, is that with the treatment, if you respond, you will also have some improvement of your quality of life.